What's up, and welcome to the Uncle Cyborg Show, where we talk about our favorite things about video games while keeping it rated E for everyone. I am your host this week, Super Nolan Man, and I am joined by that boy Few, aka Matthew Daniels.
Good to see you guys. How you doing?
Doing all right. And I am also joined by the Hyrule King himself, Mr. Bo Mitchell.
Hey guys, what's up?
And today we are doing our draft of the PS2 library. If you haven't joined us in one of these before, what we are doing is we are picking drafting 5 games from the entire PS2 library to make our definitive 5-game library, because most people don't have that big a library, and also nobody wants to sit through a 2-hour video of us actually drafting 30 games. So,
Desert Island list.
yep.
Basically.
Now, the way this is going to work is it is a snake draft. It's going to start with Matthew, then move to myself, then Bo, and then at the end of that round, going into the next one, it's going to start with Bo and work its way back to us. So without further ado, Matthew, go ahead and give us your first pick of the PS2 draft.
Man, there are a lot more good games than I thought being on here. This is the hard part about being first, is because you get the first pick, but then you got to wait 5 more picks to get your next one. And for that reason, there's some I really want to take one. But this one, I told myself I was going to draft this one regardless. Being at first makes it feel like a lot smarter. I'm going to draft Tony Hawk's American Wasteland with my first pick.
Oh.
I think this is the best Tony Hawk. This is the best version. It has a little more content than the rest. You want to talk about some of the best gameplay, great world design. You got the, all your tricks from, the pro skaters all in one. You've got the BMX. You've got the skate ranch breaking down pieces, all that good stuff. Good mission variety. It is such a great game. I think it's underrated, and I have to take this one, so I'm going to take it with my first pick.
All right.
I'll pick.
And I am comfortable taking this over some of the ones that you're about to hear, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, man. So
I
guess
sure you're gonna take mine.
Yeah,
I was really nervous.
And I want to. I love that game.
I thought he was going to take yours, but here's the thing: is that it was also mine. I had it on here as my first pick, so I'm doing it since it's on the board. I'm taking Final Fantasy X.
I should have told you. What am I doing?
I would have picked it anyways because it's at the very top of my list.
You haven't even finished that game.
Pull that up here. Hey, who cares?
You're a poser.
Okay, there's a lot of people who don't finish games. Look at the gold trophy for accomplishing the game on the PS4 version. But anyways, I mean, what a cinematic leap forward in storytelling for the series. For one, but also the VA in this game is pretty incredible, both in amazing ways and both in even more amazing ways for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Unforgettable characters. But what was sweet in this is the way that they took the turn-based combat up a level to the point where, I mean, people are giving Expedition 33 a lot of praise this year for its combat system, where all it's really doing is it's bringing back Final Fantasy X, but with a lot of modern add-ons and things like that. It was kind of ahead of its time, and not a lot of people went that direction with things, and it's too bad that people either went further, regressed in the turn-based, or they went full action like DMC or something like that. But what a iconic piece here.
Yes, I love seeing enemy turns. That is like one of the coolest things a JRPG has ever done, in my opinion. And that's easily my favorite PS2 game. A little sad it's gone, but I'll take one of my next favorite PS2 games, and that will be Silent Hill 2.
All right.
Easily, I mean, you can't go anywhere on the internet without seeing that everybody says this is the quintessential horror game. And man, this game has layers upon layers. Like people have dissected this game to death for good reason because it's bizarre. Like that's the only way to describe it. It's one of those horror games that is iconic and bizarre and just disturbing. Like that's the only way to like it gives you that weird feeling on the back of your head where you're like something is off here,
Wait a
which is
minute.
really unique
Something
for a
right
video
here.
game. Yeah. And I've always loved it. It's definitely like caveat. You got to know going in. It's very weird to control. Like
Mm.
very weird. But I think the rest of the game makes up for that weirdness. And if it really bothers you, go play it. Not that it's the same game at all, but go play the remake.
Well, honestly, I think that you could say that for most non-sports related single player games on the PS2.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
All right.
And speaking of a game with weird controls, my second pick is actually one that I kind of discovered later with the remaster, and then I played the original later,
Oh, okay.
and that is Shadow of the Colossus. Oh man. Oh,
Good pick.
I love the atmosphere this game sets up, and I love the boss fights, how it's like a puzzle to climb up them, and you have to figure out how to hang on and like manage your stamina. And the music is just absolutely phenomenal. Like easily one of the best video game scores out there. It's incredible. And it like always fits that like epic it kind of like shifts with like where like how you're doing in the battle. And
Yeah.
it has like this like just like euphoric like when you finally grab on and the music kicks in and you're like, oh, I'm on the beast. Oh man, like there's just something special about it, and there's a reason that so many video games copied that formula of climbing beasts after this because it's just an awesome idea, and I wish like I want to see that next big thing where you're climbing beasts. You know,
Yeah.
that's like 10 out of 10. Love that.
All right. Well, then I guess it is me. So, Shadow of the
Yeah.
Colossus was going to be my next pick, and I have here in my notes that if Bo takes Shadow of the Colossus, that I should take Eco. However, I've not
Oh,
actually played Eco. So even
I've
though I
always
know
wanted to
a
play it.
fair bit about it, I'm not going to pick that up. Instead, I'm going to say true to my heart on this one, and I'm going to be taking Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
What I tell you,
Had a
Bo.
feeling.
We were just talking about this.
About
we
me
were
taking this one.
we knew you'd take it.
Yeah. I have to do it. I mean, here's the thing. GTA 3
Great game.
changed sandbox games, but I feel like San Andreas really holds it really sits on the cusp
It's
of
probably the
what
best
is
PS2
the
one.
old style open world and what is a modern open world. You know, I mean, aside from
Mm.
Breath of the Wild, but I mean, really, I mean, San Andreas, you can, if you see this thing, you can get to it. You may have to work really hard. You may have to enter cheat codes, but you can get to it. You see that
Yeah.
building up there? You can get to it. You can take a semi truck up there if you know the right cheat code. Actually, I think you wouldn't get so high with the semi, but anyways, you have these
That's the
three
best
fully
part about that
realized
game.
cities, and that map is so incredibly well put together in a way that open worlds just don't do it the same way anymore. How handcrafted that world is to make these three cities flow in and out together, and you have some actually really sick roads to drive on as you go in between them. You don't get this kind of a curated map anymore. Well,
Yeah,
very rarely,
that's true.
very seldom do you. Usually, it's just can we blow this thing up and make it work. But in addition to that, you also have the CJ's story. And a
Very iconic.
CJ is a. I mean, he's a.
Oh bleep, here
I
we
would
go
say
again.
he's the most loved, most beloved of all of the GTA protagonists. But also the soundtrack is kind of incredible with what 150 licensed songs. Um, but I
Something
mean,
like
for me, I was all about I'm just playing Rage Against the Machine in Cypress Hill as I'm running down these streets.
Yeah.
But man, what a sweet experience.
Yeah, a lot of memories.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, to
All
round
right,
out the
Matthew.
second round here, you can't say PS2 in the early 2000s without mentioning Dragon Ball Z. Here's the
Uh,
thing. You got Budokai 3, Tenkaichi 3, Super Dragon Ball Z. A lot of them so different in gameplay but so similar too. They all do a great job of capturing Dragon Ball Z. The one I think that probably does the best is Budokai Tenkaichi 3. As much as I
yeah,
love Budokai, the insane roster. I mean, everybody from Z, you got guys from Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball GT. This is the one to get. If you got a favorite Dragon Ball character, this one's in it. The gameplay, for one of the even now still one of the best representations of like a Dragon Ball fight. Like if you pick, the city, you're out there punch people, through buildings and all that good stuff, man. They got the move sets are all great. Each character kind of has their own things that they're like, bad characters. You can still win, but they're just not, as great as some of your, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta or your what's the dude's name? I'm blanking. The Omega Shenron, but I feel like this one, as much as I love
yeah,
Dragon Ball Z Budokai, I think it's the best representation of the anime. I think this one is just it's too good to pick anything else if you can only have one Dragon Ball Z game.
Well said on all fronts.
man, you hitting all on that one. I could tell the
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I
feeling.
had to cross it off my list. That was my next pick.
And now here's
Yeah.
where we are going into the third round now. I have my fourth and fifth round picks already, but sitting in the third round, I'm gonna need a sports game or a racing game. I feel like to really round out this thing. I'm gonna go for the racing game, and I'm gonna go for Burnout 3 Revenge.
Man, I mean, good pick. Good pick. But dang it.
Burnout 2.
Going for the jugular.
Burnout 2 Point of Impact was one of my favorite games growing up. We spent hours just doing the crash mode. And what Burnout 3 did was do everything Burnout 2 did, but better. Better crashing, better racing, better controls, felt better. It was everything that the second game did, the third one did better at. I feel like to me, racing games are but being able to be able to race sometimes and also just go out and see what kind of destruction and rampage and how much I can make it cost, I feel like that's my exact type of racing game that I need.
Yeah, excellent game.
I'll agree with everything there except for one thing: the crash mode in Point of Impact was better. I didn't like how 3 kind of took the controls from you right before the moment and didn't let it linger as long. But hey, that's just a one person's opinion, I suppose. Well, another one that I'm having to cross off the list here. Thanks, guys.
How these go.
But that's all right.
That's how these go.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and I wasn't sure if I was going to take this one. I really had it holding on the sidelines if I needed it. I'm going to go ahead and take God of War 2 on this one here.
Nice. I had a feeling you'd take it. Great game.
This was to my knowledge, first time that an action game was really pushing a console to its limits since, early on. Like there was a huge heap of time where action games weren't really like at the forefront of things, but here it is, where you have much bigger battles, crazy smooth combat for for PS2. There was a certain locomotion to God of War 2 where your combats weaved your combats, your combos weave together so fluidly, and even the new slew of items that you have in this game, there's not a bad weapon in the game, and uh, on top of that, the boss fights are on another tier from God of War 1. It's kind of crazy how much they up the game there. And there's a reason that there's a lot of people who are fans of the God of War series who still swear by God of War 2, despite what God of War 2018 and Ragnarok have done. But anyways,
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, it became the gold standard for action games where everybody's beginning. If you weren't in uh like again a Devil May Cry kind of action game, like character action, everything else was being stacked up next to God of War. And honestly, God of War 2 is probably the reason that the genre fell off the way it did, is because nobody wanted to take that heat. Nobody wanted to be the game that had to be compared to
Yeah.
God of War 2 there.
Yeah. True. Very true.
All right, Bo, take us away.
All right. So now we come to the game that I've been trying to get Nolan to play for over 15 years. Probably more, actually. We come to Okami. Oh, man. Easily one of my favorite games of all time. And I always tell Nolan, I'm like, bro, it's so similar to Zelda. You're going to love it. He's like, I'll get to it. I'll get to it. But man, I the art style is just absolutely incredible. It's got that traditional Japanese like ink style to it, which still looks really good. Like even now, even just like the original PS2 version looks really good because they went with that style. The gameplay is super fun. It basically takes, if you've never played it, it takes the Twilight Princess dog combat, but like fleshes it out and makes it really good.
Mhm.
As weird as that is to say, that's the best way to describe it to somebody who's never played it. Like there's like actual combos you can perform. There's different weapons you can equip. You unlock special abilities like in Zelda. Like if you love Zelda, go play this game. Like you will not regret it. It's great.
Question: What if
And it's
you
got a
are
good story.
somebody who what if you are somebody who hated the wolf sections in Twilight Princess? Should you still play Okami?
I think they do the wolf sections better than Twilight Princess,
Hmm.
which is crazy to say because I love Twilight Princess. That's like one weakness ish of that game, if you want to say a weakness. But yeah,
All right. Well, someday I'll
more
come
fleshed out.
around on Okama.
Okami.
We'll call you what?
Yeah, that's what I got to make sure to pronounce right.
All right, so I think I gotta take a classic now. One of the games that everybody had on PS2. You went over to their house, everybody always asked if you had it so they could play it. Yeah, and they were like, but first when they asked, they had to say, "Do you have the controller to play it?" And if
Oh
you
man,
did,
for a
you're
second I
in
thought he was
for a
going to say
time.
thought he was going to say Twisted Metal Black.
Guitar Hero 3. Oh man,
Man,
it was the party game. Like if you have this game, instant friendship, basically. I have always loved this game. And Guitar Hero 3 especially has like some of the best songs, some of the most iconic songs. It's got like Before I Forget. It's got, Bulls on Parade, which is like definitely my favorite Rage Against the Machine song. Fight Me. Uh,
Black
it's
Magic
and
Woman, Through the Fire and
yeah, Black
Flames.
Magic Woman. Yeah, all of the
Funky
greats are
Town.
on Guitar Hero 3, and I always loved playing it. I loved it so much I went through and did like all expert at one point. Not very well, all expert. Yeah, classic game. I always loved playing it with my friends, and there's a reason you still see it in arcades because it's that good. So yeah, it is.
Man, so here's where I'm going to have to reconsider my fourth round pick. because I was going to take Guitar Hero 2. And the reason I
Another
wasn't
great
going to
one.
take 3 is because it
Doesn't
came
have
out in
Beast of the Harlot.
2007.
Yeah.
And I was like, even though it released on PS2 the same time as everything else, I viewed it as a PS3 game. But I mean,
Kinda.
it came out on PS2, So I that was my own fault. So I'm not going to try to put Guitar Hero 2 against the clearly superior Guitar Hero 3. So I'm going to go ahead and take. Well, another game that I thought about taking in this was NFL Street 2. Problem is, we took it in the GameCube
Oh,
crap,
yeah.
so I feel we're taking it again here. So I'm going to take NBA Street Volume 2. For
Oh,
all the
nice.
reasons that people take NFL Street 2, but instead doing it for the NBA. But I mean, the trick system in this is honestly probably the definitive version of how they did the trick system. As much as I prefer
Yeah,
it
easily.
in NFL Street because football just means more to me than basketball. I mean, let's be real, it was a lot cooler in this. I mean, you don't have like your heavy tanks and stuff like that, but I mean the spins, through the dunks, it just everything that does great in NFL Street 2 kind of has to thank NBA Street for it. And 2 is just the best version of it all. The game breaker, uh, the game breaker here was on absolute fire. You had the best combination of the legends uh, throughout on this one. Again, banger soundtrack all the way through. No notes on this one except we need to bring EA Big back somehow.
I think EA ran them into the ground a long time ago. But
Yeah.
I agree. It'd be nice to have them back.
I guess it depends on if
If they
Saudis
brought
like
back
sports.
EA Big, it would be a. It's true. We'll probably just get SSX.
Yep.
Yeah,
All right.
very true.
Rounding out the fourth
All right,
here.
Matt.
This is a game I actually didn't play till recently because if you know me, you know earlier this year I restarted watching some of the Godzilla movies from back in the day. And I became kind of a fanboy for them recently now. And so that's why I'm going to take Godzilla Save the Earth. It is pretty much the consensus best Godzilla game. It has all your guys you want. It's got your Godzillas. It's got Mothra, King Ghidorah. It's got Gigan. It's got Destroya. The guys from the pretty much all your heavy hitters are in there. It's probably one of the best kaiju fighters. The fighting in the game really feels like you're watching one of those 90s Godzilla movies, whereas they're kind of a little ridiculous, almost not quite cartoony, but getting there. And you got the cities as well, so you run as Godzilla, you pick somebody up and you just toss them, knock out a helicopter, they fall on a building, knock it out, you just go chase them. And it's one of those type of deals. It's got your solo mode where you can go ahead and you can, you're fighting to save the Earth or whatever from aliens. Kind of like a solo fights, I guess you could say. But they also got free for all. They got team fights, so you can have a lot of fun with that. Each character really plays kind of like how you would expect them to do in the movies. I feel like that's a big plus as well.
All right.
I've never
Very
heard
good.
of it, but it sounds cool.
It's very fun.
Same. Well, before we head into the fifth and final round, let me just give you a quick recap of what we got going on. We've got Matthew with Tony Hawk's American Wasteland, Dragon Ball Z, Budokai Tenkaichi 3, Burnout 3, Revenge, Godzilla Save the Earth, and then I have got Final Fantasy X, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, God of War 2, and NBA Street Volume 2, and Bo with Silent Hill 2, Shadow of the Colossus, Okami, Guitar Hero 3, Legends of Rock. Matthew, go ahead and take it away. Let's begin round 5.
Okay, looking at my list here, I've got skateboarding game, I've got my fighter, I've got my racing, I've got my fighting / beat 'em up game. Bo, what genre am I really missing that stands out on the PS2?
I'll tell you.
Right. There's a reason.
Visual novel.
There's a reason I didn't take Final Fantasy X with my first pick. Is I want to get Tony Hawk American Wasteland. I knew it wasn't coming around to the second round. 2, it's because I knew I had this one sitting here. I've been able to get every game that I wanted from my list. I only have these 5 games on here. I was that confident I was going to get them all. The game I'm going for, MS Saga: A New Dawn.
I cannot read that.
When it's MS Saga: A New Dawn. It's a Gundam RPG on the PS2. You kind of one of them. Oh, it's SD, so it's one of those kind of like chibi ones, I guess, or half chibi. But one of them's world's in a bad way. You got to go out and save it type deal. But you can customize your mobile suits. So there is 39 base suits, and there's 260 total parts. You can customize head, each arm, each leg, or each arm, legs, and then the chest, I think. But being able to take a game or like a series and being able to turn it into an enjoyable RPG, not just something like where they tell the same old stories that you've heard. This one, it's set in its own universe, but it uses all the same mobile suits and stuff that you're familiar with, just with different characters in a different setting. So I feel like that does a really good job of being able to take a series that I really like and give me an enjoyable RPG. It's your traditional, walk around, you get the random combat and stuff, as well as the your regular boss fights and things. But being able to have that and being able to make my own kind of combination of mobile suits or Gundams, I think is really good. And it's probably one of my, I feel like it's a kind of a hidden gem, but I think it's a really enjoyable RPG, especially if you're a Gundam fan.
All right, very good. Well, I'm going to take my final pick here, and a part of me was thinking, man, should I take a JRPG and should I try to predict what JRPG Bo is probably going to take in the 5th and final round? Should I take Final Fantasy 12, the Zodiac Age? Should I go for a Persona 3 or 4? But the thing is, I haven't actually played Final Fantasy 12, and Persona 3 and 4, 3, I only enjoyed the remake of, but I'm really hoping that the remake of 4 will do something for that to make it more up my alley. So I'm actually not going to pick another JRPG here. I'm going to go with Twisted Metal Black, which I alluded to earlier. Now, I was a little bit... not necessarily late. For me, PS2 was a novelty thing. That was when I'd go over to my cousin's house and play, but a lot of it was like, cool, let's play the games that are like appropriate for the baby cousin to be around, or my younger brothers who were usually there together. So it was a lot of like iToy and stuff like that. But whenever I got to go to my friend's Aaron's house, that's where we played like the like the hardcore PS2 games. But the one we put the most hours into by a long shot was Twisted Metal, and Black is just the best entrant in the series, full stop. I mean, it takes the really chaotic car combat, but it elevates the intensity to a way that none of the other installments did. A lot of the other installments feel kind of like a demo compared to Twisted Metal Black. And obviously you have like, it's a bit more dark and a little, maybe even a little disturbing. But it was like, what if we took this really dorky, this really hilarious, edgy game, but took it a little more seriously? And I get why some people feel like, oh, they went a little bit too far with it to where it lost its goofiness. I feel like the goofiness was still there and in all the best ways. The arenas were perfectly set for whatever kind of traps you wanted to set. Absolute mayhem all throughout. And it actually looks pretty darn good, and it still holds up today, and I can't really say the same for anything else in the Twisted Metal series.
Confession time, I've actually never played a Twisted Metal game.
I wouldn't say you're necessarily missing out, but because I think it's a you had to be there kind of thing. However, Black is available on modern consoles. We should try it sometime.
Yeah, sure.
It's a good
Sounds like a good time.
It's a good afternoon.
Nice. Oh man, I have the very tough choice. I'm between, like, I still feel like I'm between a couple. there's so many good games on the PS2. And there's no way we're gonna cover all of them. I think I have to go with my gut and go with MGS3, Metal Gear
Okay.
Solid Snake Eater. Man, easily like my favorite Metal Gear game. Like if you're gonna give me any of them, you better give me this one or we're not friends. I don't know what it is about Snake Eater, but to me it just hits that like perfect combo of Kojima weird with like perfect stealth gameplay. And I've always loved the setting of this one and just how I don't know how I describe it. It feels more down to earth than the other ones to me. Because it's
Yeah.
in that like jungle setting. It definitely has the silly moments like grabbing Snake's crotch, easily weirdest moment ever in a video game. Or like it's up there. Um but yeah, I've always loved how you can if you're fast enough, you can kill the old man before he can even like do anything and he's just gone. Like that to me that's hilarious. Stuff like that is like peak gaming. Like I love that kind of stuff in games. And Metal Gear Solid 3 definitely has that. And it has a lot of the um more serious stealth that feels fair. I kind of feel like this might be controversial to say. I feel like Metal Gear Solid 5 took the stealth to a point where it's not fun.
I think Metal Gear Solid 5 took the gameplay to a point where it's not fun.
Kind of. To me, 3 is like the perfect spot where like, okay, it's still like it's difficult, but it still feels fair, you know. And like even if you do get seen in 3, you can still get out of it okay. If you get seen in 5, you're basically screwed unless you like are end game level.
Yeah, you're banned.
But anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 3 I'm with you absolutely with I think it blends the gameplay and story the best of all of them, and it doesn't get too out there because I mean like it takes its weirdness, but it grounds its weirdness well. Like the one everybody knows, the ladder sequence, where you're climbing this thing for 2 minutes. And in the funny thing is, in the moment you don't think it's weird. It's only in hindsight that you realize, wait a minute, we were climbing that thing forever. But the moment is so well built up with the vocal track and everything. It's sweet. Definitely worth taking. But well, anyways, now that we have our teams together, it is up to you, the viewer, to decide who has won the PS2 draft. Vote with your heart, make arguments down below, and if you feel like we snubbed something or you disagree with our takes on it, definitely let us know, because even if you hate us, it gets
There's
us
so
clicks
many
and it
games.
gets us traction. So if you're going to hate us, please just do it very loudly but politely. And keep it rated E for everyone. But that's going to do it for today. Next time, it's going to be a fun special one, a break from our drafts, because we're going to be going through our picks and we're going to vote through the Game Awards nominees as they are going to for us. They come out tomorrow. For you guys, it's already been out for a few days, so join us for that. But until then, I guess I should say our names again. That's what I get for not having the doc out in front of me. But anyways, I've been Super Nolan Man. It's been the Hyrule King, and it's been Dat Boy Few, and you all can have a great week.